We're back with episode 152, aka season 7, episode 14, together with Shoji. This is reminding me that there's a whole fight that we haven't seen yet at all. So I think there's actually two. There's wherever Spinner's at, and then there's the one at Gigantomachia's prison. We haven't seen either of those fights yet. So, here we go, I guess. Shoji's an interesting character that we haven't gotten to see super a lot of recently. I will say he's one of the only other students who actually was seriously injured previously in the show. He had one of his arm things, like, cut off by that cannibal villain, Silverfish, the one in the straitjacket during the training arc. This is Spinner's background.
No matter what happens.
This is weird, like there's kind of a duality here, right? Because you can see in like the big cities there's not that much overt racism against heteromorphs, but it seems like in the smaller cities that's a thing that exists. So let's talk about this real quick before we continue. Of all of the League of Villain members, Spinner is probably the one who's most, do I want to use the word justified? Like, straight up, society was racist against him. You know, like, you can argue that someone like Shigaraki was like a victim of circumstance, like bad things definitely happened to him, but it wasn't necessarily society's fault. Whereas like Toga and Spinner, they're, the way they are is a direct result of how society feels about certain kinds of quirks. Like, yes, Toga's brain was already sort of weird. How much of that was her upbringing and how much of it was just like how she was is kind of up for debate. But like, you know, let's like contrast to someone like Shinso, right? Shinso is in the same kind of situation as Toga, where he's got a quirk that most people would consider to be somewhat sketch, like real sus quirk. Whereas Spinner has one that's like, people are out and out bigots, you know, like, and I just wonder, we haven't really seen a lot of heteromorphs, and I guess that's why this episode is going to be about Shoji, because he's the main heteromorph in the class. I guess the karate guy with the tail, sorry, I can't remember his name right now, but he also counts, I guess.
Among the bioengineered.
Oh, and the girl with acid. I guess she counts too, because her skin, eyes, she's got horns.
I am. Their forces numbered almost 15,000.
15,000? What? Don't get stabbed, Mike.
Reinforcements! We're not getting any reinforcements!
Hey, it's the Gorilla Cop.
With your taser shields! Rage on, good citizen!
I do notice him and Shoji usually cover their mouths. I don't know if they're self-conscious about it. Is that what's going on?
They are feigning their remorse.
There's a Diglett dude back there.
Melting pot's bastion. New society! You won't stop us!
You know, now that I think about it, running down the top 10 heroes previous to all of this, because who knows who's still alive or whatever, I think Wash is the only one that doesn't really look like a person. And I don't know if Wash is a costume or if that's how they look.
I got new power.
They gave him too many quirks and now he's more like Gigantomachia.
Mine keeps.
Wait, was this Shoji's background, not Spinner's?
And here's what you think.
No matter what happens,
Oh yeah, it was him.
time passes, we will never monster.
Oh, he looks so sad in that shot.
Silence, huh? We'll be able to forgive you.
He actually looks pretty cool. It seems like All for One has kind of clipped the wings of his own plan here with making Spinner dumb. What? He's like turned into dragon mode.
I played that too.
Nope. Ugh. People are losing limbs a lot in this story arc.
Courage to strike against our oppressors.
There are still people who don't hesitate to scar children like
Just like in real life.
We don't need people like them in the
nice to imagine.
Pinky's like, kill them all.
Charity is still far too common. I'll cling to the one good memory I
Yeah.
have in my body.
We're gonna make a whole bunch of good memories with you. I swear.
Look at how good of friends they are.
A million more than the bad.
Behind is better than the one I know now.
He's really soft-spoken and sentimental for like a tough guy.
Don't you dare!
Whoa.
laugh. That's
He like grew a crystal out of his head.
I know who you mean. There's more. The evacuees mentioned
She's been a very popular side
call
character.
for action. From what I heard,
So, Koji, if you care about a person,
That actually opens up a lot of questions too, like, gosh, how should I put this? If people who look this different from humans actually existed in real life, there'd be a lot of happy people.
don't let anybody laugh at them.
A lot of happy
Stand up
perverts.
and get mad in a good way.
Comrades!
It makes you wonder how All for One found him. Did you notice there at the end how much more Spinner looked like Stain with the red scales, and then his tongue even has like those weird bumps that Stain's tongue has, which are from Stain's quirk. So that's just a visual choice on the part of the author to make him look like that. I knew it was going to be a while before we got back to the fights that actually matter, but still, it's nice to get a little more information on how society has been. Like, you always got the idea that heteromorphs were a little discriminated against, but not like that.